Well, actually, I went on Twitch and I just saw Sideshow
Excited to see
with his mobile out, recording himself working a PC. Okay, FUT on defense, Koi on attack. And we go for straight up Viper. I mean, straight up B here.
Already out and blitzing in his camo. A little bit of space taken, pushed back though by Mr. Fallen. A good return from that defensive side, but rotates on the way. It's going to be CNED and Mr. Fallen having to hold the fort while the rest of the squad makes their way through, and Mr. Fallen's being tagged terribly low. Both, in fact, falling just as the rest of the squad emerges in heaven. And Koi are isolating every duel, taking these players down and leaving a sliver of health as the only hope here in the pistol.
I respect that FUT had time to change their comp. The issue is, like, did they actually have much time?
In Split 2.
I wonder how much prac they had with this.
You're gonna have a lot of that today.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend like I'm a believer, already going to be spotted out. And I'm liking the fact that a lot of respect is being shown. I think Koi have had a lot of closer games in the last few weeks of Split 1, but they were never really able to get things over the line. So making sure they don't take too many risks early on, get that pistol confirmed.
Can I volume up?
Of course, bro.
I might have to do it here, hold on.
They played this map versus Vitality. It was a while ago now, but they were utterly dominant. They
put it like here, it should be a little bit better.
Had a fantastic attack half, and also Shadow went 18-4, which did. No offense to Shadow, but he's taken over as IGL like not that long ago.
Does this work better
in the
here?
grand scheme of things. To put up those sort of numbers, it was just not something we were expecting from him. Already up the top of the board, 2-0, but it's not going to be a walk in the park. Even if FUT haven't had a lot of time, they've changed their comp, which says that there's definitely been work put into this map, and also they just have so many good individual players.
Okay, nothing on the eco, and they're allowed one death, and here's the one death.
First player around the corner, no support. Starzo's down, but that was one player sent to make
my cam up a little bit, close, bro. Do you know what? My cam's too big. Let me drink it.
A great success with only a ghost given over. It's not the end of the world for Koi. Any player lost from this point on will represent quite a bit of damage to their economy, but they've got a post plant set up already.
Okay, hold up. That's a gun down. That's a gun down. 3 people on site. They have no map control. This is actually looking a little bit scary.
This was rifles on the rest of the players, so although that fake did work, they've now got to make sure
Mr. Fallon not ready for that, even though we kind of knew that they needed to take some map control.
Captain has been able to retrieve a gun, but he'll fall as well. The smoke might help it go into a third.
I actually remember him talking about this cross there. He said that like the dot is for long range and then this is for spraying. He actually has like a theory behind why he uses it. That was close, man. Spike got pretty close on this one. I think you guys are going to get flashbangs. Maybe. Turn away. 3, 2, 1.
2 more rifles dropped.
No, you're all good.
Pretty successful second round for FUT.
I would say a pretty successful second round, not for FUT though, because they normally win those.
I mean, I would say that's a great round.
Yeah, honestly, it's unacceptable.
They've dropped off
I have high expectations at this point. Yeah, we're talking about what, a 5th to 6th place Masters team.
You turned IRL? I mean, that's good, man. That's what it's about.
Every season's over for
FUT. Gonna get messages come out. What do you mean? That's a ridiculous take. Do you even understand the game?
What?
Not really. Quite surprised I've got this far.
They figured us out. Long last.
I've just been making it up.
We knew this day was coming.
Do I want to turn these two up? Just as he's doing weird gremlin voices.
What did someone do? Detector from Sue to you.
That is an abhorrent program, let me tell you. Well,
okay, so smoke to block vision over towards middle, question mark over towards vents, and the Raze was at least holding for a little bit, not anymore.
A ghost and a stinger. Not too many weaknesses, still the capability to fight on their way through. They are moving to the A site, and there's a lot of utility waiting for them there. In particular, those Cypher traps we saw set up moments ago, but they won't catch camo on the way through. Koi's Raze already on the site. The rest of the squad joining with the TP. Starzo's here as well. There's players everywhere.
Right, there's way too many people on site. Oh, they started doing the Na'Vi flash. Sorry, the Sentinels flash. Honestly, not many teams use this flash, right? From in this area here, you Omen flash like this, right, until it gets under, and then you swing from sight. That's like the 10 special. I haven't seen many other teams do that.
Would have value to it just to make sure that he has all the finance he can for the next round.
Drink, I did it.
Shadows may want to save.
We're all good.
10 seconds left.
Looks like that's the call. Shadows tucked in. Grabinho out to try and find a little bit more, but that stun pushes him back still. He wants to go down. That little bit of cash, and looks like that will be granted. Mr. Fallen putting him down and putting a round in the
decent round. We've got 3 people that are going to rebuy armor. Maybe Yeta J rebuys armor. Not entirely sure. Yeah, okay. Just goes for full armor here. Yeah, this is a giant round. They managed to do okay amount of damage. Not too much.
Playing each other on Split. This is FUT, and I just imagine once that ball gets rolling, the Koi from stage 1 couldn't stop it. They have to show serious improvement here in this rifle round.
Yeah, and I think as well, the one thing I'm looking at for them as a team, more so than
one of my thoughts on England in the Euros, bro, we never win, man. This is the problem, bro. We never win. So I've given up. I've given up all hope.
If they get off to a good start here, is there going to be a road
after multiple years? I've given up hope.
Much more. CNED is going to go in off the back of the stun, but
that's the spirit, yeah. Honestly, when everyone in England loses hope, then we might have some hope. So I'm just doing my bit.
They're already going to have 3 players here.
I mean, it's so obvious. You have that TP out. There's no further presence. The rotates are in. FUT, no. This is the A site hit, and they've got 4 players now ready to hold it. And before the first player even attempts to push through the smoke, they're dropped. That's Shadow down. A lot of supportive utility taken out of the hands of
rotating loads
that's
now.
Really hamper their way through. No gate crash left to put down, but Starzo's got one on the site already. Perhaps if he can open up that angle for the squad, they could capitalize on it, but it's a fake TP put through, and ultimately FUT don't need to do anything but sit and wait.
Dude, CNED is doing a hell of a job right now. The fact that he isn't actually calling for any help, just trying to time left, right. Like, I feel like they have a pretty good read into how Koi plays. The fact that maybe they never cancel.
Isn't going to help out with that kill, but
they're taking such a risk.
They have to make the decision of which direction they're going to go in.
Bro, but look at the spike.
It's quite obvious.
Yeah, they're trying to 2-person fake, and then they're going to go back towards A. It does pull one rotate over, so it's not too bad at the moment, but with that, they now got 10 seconds to get the spike through this choke. And you got to breach this spawn. Dude, 8 seconds? Got to TP into the corner and just go for it. Okay, time's done. But that is a melons. That is a certified melons round. Shout out to Atta though. The smoke over towards the site here that meant it would block vision, that he can creep into the smoke and kill the diffuser. That was legit. But yeah, that was melons, man. And I looked at the minimap. Do you know what? This actual whole round reminded me a little bit of like actual K-Corp from last year. Like that actually might have been a proper melons. It felt so much like it. Where you'd see an over rotate, they never want to cancel, they wait for like 40 seconds, then they come up with a plan when there's like 30 seconds left. It actually looked exactly like most of those rounds that we saw. That was horrendous.
I think the opposite's happened.
It very much seems so. All that preparation out the window, and FUT more comfortable than ever by the looks of things. A great round last one by Mr. Fallen.
I do think again though, Atta did unbelievable. Doesn't put the smoke down, would normally get caught trying to swing on the planner. So he deserves a good amount of praise there. Okay, double hero gun. Surely they won't use the ults into the eco round though, right? Unless they get a kill early. My god. Dude, CNED's a lunatic, by the way. Some of the stuff he's having to do on his own here has been crazy.
A couple of ultimates that this round starts to get
Is my cam more zoomed in now? Probably, bro. I only just plugged it in, I don't know. Oh my god, the flash, bro. The flash hit all 4, nade on top. Clean round. Shout out again to Atta. Giving 2 gold stars for this beast. Beast round into a beast round. What a player.
For a map that was chosen by Koi, a map that they've been
We're patch 8.10 at the moment, so no crazy ISO yet.
And this is why I said coming into round 4, you know, it starts to get scary because now FUT have got the economy behind them. It's flooded. They're going to have rifles again and again. When it comes to buy rounds, at least looking back at the previous stage, looking at FUT on the international stage too, I definitely don't favor the side of Koi coming in. Even with improvements, they will have to have leveled up their gameplay in 3-2. It's still early days. You don't want to sell Doom.
Oh yeah, we get these 2 again. That's gonna be pretty fun.
Feel it coming.
Where the hell are we?
Getting up in their faces. Showstopper used by Camo, still available.
Two people on site. They did such good delay to make sure that the ult can get over towards site, but these two must be wrecked, right? Oh my god.
It's Cracks, 2 kills, and then Yedige chimes in, cuts off the reinforcements, and here comes the information. It forces them out of the smoke.
Oh my god, bro, how did they hold down site here?
Clinical play in round 6. That's
Wait, how did they actually hold down site?
Well, if we weren't a little bit worried before, I definitely.
They did unbelievable delaying the. I mean,
some pretty high impact.
Surely the Rays could have pushed through this, Molly.
The showstopper used, and they got 1 kill. Like it's not.
It was a mosh pit though, right?
It's quite disjointed at the moment.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe the timing was unbelievable.
Which got them the opening kill. That was how the round started. They got the first frag. They try and then.
Bro, FUT reacting very well in some of these rounds though. Like their split-second decision making has been really cool. Oh my god. They go for it again. They fake it on the round before without the ult, and then they go for it again with the ult. We got the double layer as well.
But Koi have other ideas. They're taking this elsewhere, quickly adjusting to a B hit.
Bro, how have FUT had time to do all of this?
No, they haven't been over-rotating in any scenario, and the information that they've garnered has only really allowed them to further stack up this site. You can see CNED is basically just holding the entirety of A. And without that burst truly coming through, they're now waiting a little bit more patiently. But again, with a minute left.
Yeah, it's so nice though. They just created a giant question mark here. Look at this guy checking spawn. They're just delaying time, and we've already seen from Koi is this decision making on some of the time, some of the rounds when they have low time has been not great.
Just getting that control again.
The big problem, Tom, is the repositioning of that trap. Just a few seconds ago, Yedige.
Okay, so one person fake over towards A into actual B here, but we got early trip and we got kill trip. And we got official here as well. Fade ult goes in, 2 people stay strong. Ata's flash was good, man. It delayed a lot.
Cracks pulls out the ultimate as well. Thrash right up into heaven. Play through from Starzo, good for 1, but they need something else to pull them back into this round. And with Starzo,
look at Yetige's reposition. Oh, these two, man.
Only Shadow left to hold on.
Okay, Koi needs a timeout first of all. Second of all, dude, FUT reactionary in some of these rounds have been great.
That is a complete stop by FUT yet again.
Yeah, they didn't really bite too hard. Shout out to Yetige and Ata. Again, Ata.
Yeah,
saying this guy's name every single round.
You've got to give credit to FUT as always.
Dragorexum, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the 7 months. Thank you for the Prime. Mediocre Bot as well with the Prime. Thank you as well for the 7 months. Thank you for saying that, bro. Yeah, this is a good timeout, and this is going to be just a straight up, guys, speed up. Just straight up, speed up.
They threw in Nightfall. Oh, they've broken the trip in mid.
But looks solid here. FUT look really good, man, in these rounds.
Nightfall comes in, the trip is broken, what, half a second, 1 second later?
But I also just, I think I can only assume that the timing of just communication must have been off, because I feel like for Shadow to put that Nightfall through means he didn't know that trip.
How come Gen G versus T1 is actually the best ever Valorant match played? Dude, it was stacked, bro. It was such a sick game. It kind of caught me off a little bit.
And I think again, if that
I wasn't expecting it to be that good.
Delay that take by 5-10 seconds, and maybe that pulls someone over. But because of it, it just makes things fairly easy.
Hello, Bacan. How we doing?
They're not over-rotating. They're playing quite a dynamic style. As said, they
it's a liquid
changed their composition to have a lot of information in it, and because of that, they don't need to over-rotate. They can stick with throwing up a dizzy every once in a while, having the camp, having CNED just hold A, like just the whole of it. And then the fakes that have been thrown in, like Starzo going, oh, I'm going to go here and then immediately TP away.
How bad are Koi doing?
So
yeah, it's like...
He's not here. He's probably with
there were a couple of bad rounds, but it looks a little bit inflated just because FUT have been doing so well. Like, there's been some bad decisions that look maybe 5 times worse just because of some of what FUT are doing, like individually.
It's more so, I just want them to be a bit more direct. I think.
Yeah, and that's what this is going to be. This whole round is just going to be way more decisive. Like, look at this. We're up in heaven, 15 seconds in.
Still a trap there. It's destroyed. Now they know there's a bit of presence moving towards mid. Looks likely to be a play on B.
How far forward do you think he gets this? Next round, he's going to have it at the bottom of mid.
In mid, yeah. Deep in mid. But this is the thing. At this, okay, that's been heard. They know the trap is there. They have
Which
to
maps
break
leaves
that.
next week,
Play the
Breeze?
information on the back of it. Aggression coming through from Yedege. He's inside B main. He's pushing up in B main.
It's a big reaction though, and you would think that
Grabino
gets crazy times. It's so unlucky, bro.
That smoke ain't coming. They're gonna take the fights in the open, and that's not where Koi
Like the Omen TP over towards B main. They double hold B main. Do you reactively push spawn if you hear that?
And they'll allow the plan to come through. They'll give them
Wait, what are they doing? All four in the same square? Guys, you gotta make a decision. Koi, make a decision. Koi.
Camo loses his health down to 33, tagged up heavy, still wanting to play aggressive though, wanting to get in their face, and it's Cracks. They're challenging alongside Mr. Fallen. The reinforcements are here, and now they don't stand a chance.
How are they this like they are so indecisive, it's crazy. Oh my god, I've never seen anything like it.
Spidey senses whatever you want. It's 6 rounds to FUT.
Just make it cool, bro. Just gamble.
This has been clean. The last few rounds, it seems like Koi have been desperately trying to throw a spanner into the works.
Fancy Fully with the 7 months. Thank you so much for the prime. Thank you, thank you.
It's a lot more direct as well. Like they weren't trying to say
like they got an unlucky timed here. But you see this in the post plant where there's 4 people in that little square? Dude, they got to make a call here. They know for sure 2 people are B. You take the gamble here, then you just push spawn. You got to take some map control. And the fact is they just didn't until like what, 15 seconds later, and then they late push spawn.
It's impressive so far.
Like there is no calls being made on some of these rounds, or like there's no confidence in the calls or something. Bro, FUT is so aggro every single time they have an ult as well. This is much better though. Reactive push over towards A. They clear one of the trips, second trip. Lovely. Okay, this is nice though. This is actually a good call. Push towards B, insta hit over towards A.
That's the thing,
and it's a good pit.
Gamble from FUT that puts them into a retake.
And look at the Yoro.
is on the longest rotation to all mankind. He's going to be on the B site as the retake begins on A. Now with the Viper's pit down, you have to hope that his team are going to be able to hold long.
Yeah, it's looking way better.
By the time he gets to Heaven Tom, they're already going to be out of Heaven on the site, but it looks like they're having a good time holding until Cena gets involved.
God, imagine that went the other way. Shadow's 2 HP. No.
The Viper's pit falls, and now here comes the flank.
Can't see the spike from up here, boss man.
Starzo has no impact, and Koi almost in the same boat. 7 on the board for FUT, and barely a stumble on this defensive side.
Oh, that's got to be infuriating. It is. I can understand the flank. You don't really expect with the Viper's pit down that your team are going to get cleared out as quickly as they were. Like FUT were very fast to react, and the problem is when it gets into that late round, even if you didn't know he was on the other side of the map, you're already going to assume that that's where.
Wait, they had a guy holding right, but those 2 played individual.
But again, you just got to sit there on the Koi side
and they're making that look a little bit easy,
you're getting into post-plant positions and just not able to win any of these battles. Like, that's the peculiar thing. They've had opportunities. And well, of course,
bro, every single ult FUT go aggro. Yeah, but it's just a simple thing, right? With FUT, every time they go aggro, it's free chill. Last round was free chill into Cypher setup. Then we saw Razor into trying to push them into the Cypher setup. This one we go Fischl into Cypher setup. Like all they're trying to do is just push them into the double blockers of Omen and Cypher. And can you blame them? Like look at them, bro. They were holding it down. They were doing a great job until I started speaking about it.
Koi have found themselves in all season, Tom. And at this point, the plan should be secure. Other players are too far away to get involved in this. Mr. Fallen, he's not peeking. It's all good. And Thrash, is it going to site? I thought they'd keep it for a little bit later.
Oh.
They want to take this retake right
Only
here
one.
and now, and already one player is going to be seized by
it.
They want to get up in their face, but another kill for Camo.
Still though, this guy gets out of the stun after that. Oh man, they can't buy a round of anyone, bro. What's going on here?
Retake happen and Koi left in the dust.
This looks hard, man.
The way they're playing this game is disrespectful. It's just a little bit rude. I'm going to be honest at this point. I might have to call up bully hunters, get them to come into the game, and like, cause yeah, my man is.
Second timeout incoming, maybe. It's so the calls aren't like the reactive calls aren't too bad, but it's obviously what they want, right? Like you think at this point you probably gotta try and take back the space that they've taken, but we've kind of seen Koi attempt to take map control after they lost it, and the time just gets to about 10 seconds. So I'm not even sure you would call it a timeout, because at least what they're doing now is better than what they were doing earlier.
And that's the advantage. Coming into Koi's hands early on, a decoy shot, deep nade from CNET. He might actually catch Camo a little bit out in the open, but the spray is
yeah, it is like every single time they have an ult, they're going to go aggro. Like next round, let's see if CNET goes aggro of his ult.
But it's all a ruse. Using the gate crash to rotate.
Might happen this round, to be honest. We'll see.
No space on A while that fake was going down.
Oh no!
They have is in sewers.
Oh no! They're gonna have 3 people on A with double kill trips.
Here comes
and if CNET gets a kill, he gets his ult.
Back and forth. Like it seems like the calls are just a bit messy. Like they even in the spawn seem to hesitate what direction they were going.
Darkso's over towards B.
Yeah, it's not the greatest sold fake of all time. Cracks is waiting, watching. First kill goes his way, but actually, he's not hit his shot. A chance. But they're still walking into the stack. Starzo, again, is just, I don't know, he's lost on a dinghy somewhere. As far away from the action as humanly possible. CNET desperately low, will go down. Yedajay's still here.
And Camo is trying his best, bro. He's doing so much work.
Flank might be able to catch Mr. Fallen. You have to hope for his sake that it will, because at this stage, there shouldn't be a way that they can lose this round.
It doesn't look like it, Tom.
Oh no, don't say that.
It really doesn't.
Does it not?
Somehow I'm not
a good plant for the guy Heaven. Not a good plant for the guy Main. Okay, we're all good.
Brilliant flank.
But that's just a straight up individual round.
That made it worth it. That's what I'm talking about. No, but like the scary, I don't even know what I want to go with. The terrible thing about this is you have to use a showstopper off.
Does CNET go aggro with his ult? And do they expect him to go aggro?
Let me just say, you have to rely on Cracks whiffing to have a round.
As said, like, Camo
surely he doesn't go aggro again, right?
At least last couple of rounds he's been doing his job. I don't really have a critique of him, but other than that, it has been very,
okay,
very
no, he
messy.
doesn't actually hold on to it. But they're at least ready. Look at this guy.
That one kill at the end of the round, but other than that,
this guy ready to spawn.
Starzo has not really been hitting for me thus far.
There's ideas, and FUT are always ahead of it. The really long flank he went for was very situational, with CNET being around, hearing the first gate crash fake, and yada yada. I think if you watch that round from his POV, it's not as silly as it looked like in real time.
But it has happened, what, 3, 4 times?
Exactly. It's like the system in play for Koi here is not working. The fakes are not working. They're super telegraphed. FUT are
I love this though from Yetajay. This is kind of sick. He puts a trip he puts 2 trips to the back of site, right? He waits for the decoy that's obviously going to find out where the trips are, and then as soon as the decoy's gone in, he knows 100% they've gone in, he replaces the kill trip, so there's nothing to actually stop the trips. What stocks are meant to do now? Oh, okay, they have to use the ult for it. Was it a nade? There's a lot of low HPs here though. 10, 14, 10.
After taking a lot of damage, looking like they might be able to at least bring home a couple of rounds at the end of the half. Even still though, the 3 players they're up against are no slouches. Nightfall.
Gonna be a big flash.
Onto 1, but the other 2 up in heaven. Not gonna have any problems. Starzo again, this time lurking through the back of mid. I don't know if they'll be expecting him this late.
Yeah, you gotta wait for the flash fast. Bro, Camo though. Okay, 4, mate. Considering how bad this was going, I think 4 is good. Shout out to Camo.
Koi better thank their lucky stars they won that pistol. This could have been a much worse half, but it's recoverable. Now they're on the defense, though. I mean, the one upside as well, this is their...
But had a pretty cool game plan, though, we'll give them that. The fact of just aggro on their ults, and then we're super passive. Just try and push them into the double blockers, Cypher, Omer. And it happened pretty much every time they had an ult, apart from the last round when CNET has his.
He's fired. 15 and 10, top fragger in the server right now, which, again, considering how this has been going, is pretty impressive. Giving his team at least a little bit of hope. I think that was what, a 3k, 4k, 3k in the last
yeah, it actually was. He was like here, it was stacking kills.
But now FUT head on
15 to 10,
side.
Closest is 6 kills.
In the past, they had CNET roaming on that chamber. This time,
okay, retake wall over towards A. Wall does block the original
and in fact, the entirety of
choke point as well. But does Yoru take his TP? No, yeah, because they could have pushed one.
There for Starzo's quick rotation is gone.
Spike planted.
FUT, really good after plants on this one. They're holding ramp heavy. They even have a trip. Dude, this trip must be hard to shoot. They have the wall though, so they want to isolate, go fast sight. So this call from Koi is pretty good. It's just, oh, probably messed up. Yeah, these two on site are so wrecked. Right? Landed for heaven, but we got a vision block. Smoke just went out.
With the defuse underway, a lot of players going to be body blocking, stepping.
Okay, nice though. Hey, this was pretty cool. Yeah, so they held heavy, strong, and normally the normal protocol is to take ramp, then obviously then you can take site. With this, they maybe kind of think that maybe they do that, so they just take spawn and then they take site because they have the wall that would just give them the advantage once they've actually taken over towards site itself. Like the retake wall here is giant. Yeah, look how much they isolate everyone.
They did win the pistol and second round in the last as well.
Cool.
Now for the side of FUT, I'm not really
double pistol chat
too much. It's amazing how
double pistol
every single round.
My favorite was round 11, where they finally won again, and they looked as if they'd lost another round. They looked devastated, and then the next
maybe
one
we're being baited by the cams. Maybe they're like a round behind.
Like 3 rounds behind. Maybe. Who knows? Instant aggression out of FUT for mid, looking for the control. Classics in hand. This is where it gets scary.
1 HP.
With a classic.
Yeah, spike.
Put to bed, and the spike has fallen into the hands of Koi. As a result,
kind of fine for FUT to do this though. Take a bit of a risk on your eco. They nearly got a gun and got out of there.
3 classics up against a pretty stacked defensive side when it comes to weaponry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, interestingly, CNET actually bought light shields into this round. I don't think he bought anything else. Maybe just very confident that they would.
Okay, they pick up a gun. They pick up a gun. They pick up the spike.
Unfortunately,
not too bad.
Not alive
So,
to use it.
Koi are allowed a death. Anything above is pretty expensive. Obviously, they have to try and pick up this gun. So.
I love that they're just all baiting for him.
That's it. You absorb those bullets, take the crosshair as you swing in, and hopefully Yedajay can trade you. A lot of the time, these rounds can just come down to damage. Sectioning off B site towards spawn. Camo holds first cross. Does well.
Lovely cross. Okay, very, very nice. Does this guy get the gun? He's not even running for the gun.
A successful
okay, so good. Maybe he 100% couldn't have got it.
Yeah, going into their bonus, they definitely have a little bit more to it, though. I think that was the main problem last time, is they lost 3 players. FUT managed to do a lot of damage and then just wiped them out in the next round. So we'll see. Maybe that's going to be a bit more of a change. I do think that a lot of what FUT's comp was really good for was denying everything that Koi were trying to do when it comes to that attack side. See what they've got planned.
Yeah, they want to punish over towards B main. Wait, they both have a punish for B main. So who bails on this fast?
We haven't seen FUT's fake game, but we might get
Flora_Bunda, thank you so much for the 13 months. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate the tier 1.
They definitely don't seem intent.
Aralid as well, thank you for doing that, bro. Thank you for the 11 months. Oh, I thought it was going to end. Look like that was going to end up on the roof. Okay, so they leave over towards B main, so take over towards middle. Koi hear all of that, lose middle, take B main.
That's going to be online for quite a while. Gives them a lot of.
Did Yedajay own it? He was in his cage as the eye went behind him. As he owned it.
To keep them back, and that might actually funnel them into the A site. That right now is a little bit weaker.
Your trusty outlaw. Shadow as well. They may be slightly better off in terms of the weaponry. Mostazo's got off to a decent start. Just about manages to get out of there. But he's more so baiting for Shadow, and Shadow gets absolutely nothing.
Got another in you?
Mostazo to try and do it all. He's going to be overwhelmed. Krax is having a game, and Yedajay is right there alongside him. It now comes down to what damage they can do for the rest of this bonus.
This was nice. It looked like they had a little bit of a protocol that if Yedajay can... I don't know if this is 100% true, but it looked like if they had a protocol, if Yedajay can get to heaven here, and we take mid control, then we just get A. I don't know if it's just like mid rounds, but I've watched FUT before, especially when I look back at like Haven, they had a lot of protocols, like if they can take map control, then they're gonna do X. I think this might be the same thing. Like when they mid default, if they get a guy to heaven, they go A no matter what.
moving into heaven.
What it felt
Doesn't
like.
look like he'll have
Either way, it
chance
was a nice
to
round to see how
strike
much damage this guy can do.
sectioned off and pushed down
Not
by the
bad.
rest of the
Cracks
squad.
one away from his
FUT,
ult as well.
the
Big
in
round.
return. Good damage by Koi though.
No, that's a really decent bonus. Taking out 3 guns. It wasn't similar to what we saw in the last, so I think we're already starting to see Koi build into this game after what was a pretty poor start to it.
Dude, these guys, 8 flashes. There's actually 4 flashes used back his site here.
FUT will be able to invest back in on the majority of players, and there will still be a piece or 2 missing for the side of Koi.
Right, we've got
but
1,
they're
2
definitely
that
a better
can't
spot
buy.
when it
We've got
comes to
4 that
ultimates.
can't buy
Almost
next. Giant
having
rounds.
themselves Dimensional drift, 2 away from the showstopper as well.
Honestly, if Koi get this,
So the main worry,
they're pretty much back in it.
1 off Thrash for Cracks.
Oh, does well after being
I mean, I like the idea from Koi. They know that they're going to try and get an orb. They heavy block over towards A with their Viper ult, and they had 2 people watching it. Same thing over towards B. They had a higher, lower trying to stop it.
It's going to be positioned towards middle, making its way up and through heaven. And it looks like it's pushed Shados back, not caught him either, so he's safe to fall back. Not in the best position as far as retrieving.
Whoa,
The nade is good.
actually kinda
He's just
close,
about
yeah.
managed to escape the height difference, making it.
Dude, they're both crazy low from the spam back of sight. Oh, and the flash gives him a... Whoa! Wait, what? How on earth does he get that kill? Should never happen.
They'll wait for the rest of the squad, and they're just coming through heaven right now. But here comes the Thrash to delay them even further.
Dude, onto the decoy.
Maybe
That's sick.
baited out a little bit by the fake out. Shados had to play passive because of how low he is, and the rest have all gathered up to try and bring this one back. The only piece of utility online, though, is going to be that
Shot.
Seize wall. Already 2 players getting dropped. Shadow
Oh, what a
trying
nice
to
round
do
from them.
anything he can.
Right, Koi a little bit wrecked
Fact is,
money-wise.
though,
They
FUT
got an
looking
eco.
like that better team today, and they're going to put the economy right back into the bin. I also want to say, Cracks he's just looked unbelievable.
You know, I almost feel like that bullet wasn't meant for Shados either. It looked like he was trying to fire at the first guy through and just caught the head. But I can't tell
They
what
were
this guy's
they were
reaction
so
to.
ready for that
On
setup.
Gravino through the wall as
It
well.
does just feel when I
He's
watch
down to
FUT, like they just feel a step ahead
Oh, no, he meant-
with a lot of just the whole of this game.
He thinks
Like the
fast.
plans just feel like a
Fast,
step
fast,
ahead.
6, it could be
They
a
know what
fast
they want to
map. Boy, you
do,
need to get right
and they
back
know
on
what
that
the
horse,
other
but this
team
won't
is
be the
likely
round
to
for it.
do to
At
prevent
least
that.
It shouldn't be.
And
Just some
then they just have a
pistols in
plan
play.
that is
Sheriffson goes
gonna
to
wreck
work
that.
with the rifles of FUT already feeling out the map. 3 players spotted
Oh,
towards
that's a
A.
lot of
It's time to
numbers.
back off, but
Yeah, they get the
Koi,
spike
it's
out of
time
there.
to run forward. They're making a very aggressive play. The decoy was the first one through. But the
Do
other
these
4
two
players
insta-react
now
over towards B?
jumped back. They're going to be a while making this rotation, and the
Probably
B side
way
is
too
very much
risky
the new
against
target
Nico.
for FUT. They are being cautious, and up against the low buy with smokes there, you can understand it.
The stun is definitely going to make things a little bit more awkward for Grabinho. Hey, he's been almost left out to dry.
Shot.
What the back side? That's a nice shot. We'll try for a little bit more, but stuck in the aftershock. Didn't really stand a chance. Come on now, the
Bro keeps
inflammation.
getting bro
Almost
keeps
the
getting
perfect
one on
time
site
for FUT
though.
to use that
I'll
ult.
give him that. He's good for
Makes things
one.
a lot tougher.
Yeah, it really does. There's no surprise element for Koi anymore, and just look at FUT's positions, where they're facing. Nobody looking at main because they don't need to. They know that their back is secure, and now all they have to do is look forward, take these fights that they're favored in up against pistols. I would say Ada Captain's in a bit of a risky spot, but there's 2 players further back watching that walkout, so you got 3 rifles aimed at you. You're not going to get a whole lot of success out of that round. Koi looking to back off. Camo already has his ult, but certainly not the round for using it. The bullet to the head will delay that possibility. Ada Captain's. Okay, yeah, I was going to say, he's getting a little
Yeah,
bit
do
aggressive.
they
He's
get
lining
out?
up the rifle.
Yeah,
He
they're all
bails
good.
out, running it back and allowing Shadow.
Hey,
the
only
dignity
1
of
death
dying
as
to
well.
That's what you call it.
Increase the official stream.
They'll allow you to
What, you
live
want it like here?
for 3 seconds more. 11-6.
I give you that.
I think, again, you might look at this scoreline to say that, oh, okay, I've just joined. Koi not doing too bad. When you've won both pistols,
Yeah.
this is not a pretty scoreline at all.
Won both
That's
pistols,
very true.
4K with a showstopper, 3K entry.
Yeah.
Like, there really hasn't been a round, other than, hey, look, if there were
It's a
3
good time
more
for a
pistols coming,
timeout.
I'd start to believe, but there hasn't been a round where I can look at and go, oh, that's the formula for Koi. That's going to win
Pretty
them the
much
game.
now or never.
Whereas for FUT, there's been a million examples.
Dude, I kind of
Let's
missed
put
the
it this way,
useless
this
specific
ends
stat about the coach percentage.
13-9.
Sure.
I didn't
I'm
think
gonna
I'd miss it,
assume
but I missed it.
Camo has 30 kills.
Fair. At this point, fair.
Which is not a good sign. It's a good sign for him. Again, individually, he's looked sound.
It was a nice talking point for
us. But I've not yet really seen that. As I said, last time they won, Shadow put up an incredible performance. Him and Shados, in fact, were the two that were leading that charge. It hasn't been the same today. Starzo's Yoru has been...
I mean, that is true,
more missed than hit. Like, a lot of it
that
has
is
been
very
like,
true.
almost interesting lurks. I say interesting to be kind. And now looking into things, this is crunch time. They know it. They've taken a pause. They've got themselves 3 ultimates online. Especially that Showstopper has been very high impact. But I'm also looking at what's on the other side. Rolling Thunder already there. And Showstopper.
Okay, so big timeout, and all it did is the FUT at least decided to go for something faster with the breach, or we start. Or are we actually going Heaven?
This isn't a team that's built around the shallow instruction of,
oh no, we're sending a site. Oh, it's a really good call right now, and they get over towards site, and they don't have to use breach or. Okay, last time when they had a heavy retake, they went over towards spawn.
Well, an ultimate will be expanded by Starzo. What's the plan to work around it? We'll presumably see some utility fired through to support him, or else this flash is going to have to be damn near perfect. It's Cena that he's looking to challenge the flash. Cena's turned the other way. It's the easiest.
At least the trade happens. Reach ought to take over towards Heaven. Good plant for... What? Wait, how's that possible? Well, because the breach all hit him so high? Wait, how did that happen?
Except for the players, it's all down to Yetajay now. A spam through the smoke.
Oh my God.
Diffused halfway already. Here comes the Heaven peak. In fact, the peak down below from Shadow, and they will secure this round just about from the jaws of defeat.
How did he
I can't believe he's died to full damage.
Yeah, but
hilarious.
how?
I know
The breach all hit him so high in vents that
that's
he fell
amazing.
and took damage? Because I don't think you can take it at the highest point jumping.
Rolling Thunder has killed someone with full damage.
Yeah, I think that's the first ever time I've seen that.
No, a good round from Grabinho. I think that was the turning point. Again, this is the second time where it looks like Starzo.
Oh my God, that's crazy, bro. I've never seen that, dude.
I was thinking, how did he die in the vent? It's not high enough.
Yeah, that's what I was
He
thinking.
had to be like yeeted up in the air.
Dude, lovely replay.
When you're hit by the Rolling Thunder, can you grab the rope? Could he have saved himself? Just
Yeah, he
about,
could have
like, on
grabbed
the
it.
ledge? I don't know.
But
Maybe.
I mean, he wasn't thinking they would die to
That would have
damage.
been the best clutch we've seen so far.
Comes up the rope, fires right back. Oh, would have been beautiful.
11-7. Again.
Dude, they won the round still. That was nuts.
A good moment for Koi, but is it a blip? Or is this actually a return to prominence? A showstopper on either side, that nightfall there for Shadow. Still some high impact.
Does feel like
available.
did not feel like but have a bit of a read when they like to do this wall, that they just play retake A. I feel like every time they've seen this wall, they just send it over towards A. They have still lost all the rounds that it happens, but
straight up in the waiting hands of Yetajay.
oh my God!
Oh
Oh no!
The patience, Grabinho trying to play him.
Oh man! Shout out to Cena for waiting for his ult there. It made him look foolish, bro. If he insta pops that ult, Grabinho probably gets the kill. The fact that he trigger discipline on the ult, kind of crazy. Nade for wingman.
Yeah, now they get the save. Cena's still watching.
I had to get that kill.
Let's
Let's start looking at the money. Got a 1-9 loss bonus on top of this. These two are wrecked. These two are so wrecked for this force fight. Everyone else is okay. They sit around 3k. But the other two, man.
5-round gap, Tom. Impressive stuff.
5-round gap, and they won double pistol.
I heard some talk backstage. Some people, it was Uri from the Spanish broadcast, were saying that FUT International, then they come back to the EMEA, they should be slow. That's what happened in stage 1, right after Madrid. The teams that came back, they weren't on form. Koi, famous for making good
Yahoo_OW with the 8 months. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Okay, the people that are a little bit wrecked money-wise, we get Stinger, Spectre, Insta Viper, all.
I bet he's feeling great right now.
What is going on over towards here? Wait, did Yetajay pick up the trip and then put it back?
A Spectre, a Guardian for Koi. Some ultimates, Showstopper, Viper's Pit that could turn the tide.
Oh. Wait, and that's the Viper. They know the Viper's out of... Oh.
Where did... Wait, did... Starzo was next to him and TP'd away.
He's out?
Yeah, he left. It seems a bit harsh. I thought he would have stayed there and tried to defend his teammate.
He actually just left him. Why was he so far out of his ult, though? What did I miss over towards B main?
And we'll give the information on to CNED. Camo's now going to lead the way, but already CNED, he can't hear. He's got lower health, and he's still going to kill everyone anyway. It makes absolutely no difference.
Whoa, CNED finishes off with a 4K. Okay, I'd say what was impressive about this. I don't want to focus too much on the negatives because there's a lot of them. But in terms of FUT, having a new comp this fast after Shanghai look this clean was pretty cool. They had a good game plan with it as well, involving like the ults going aggro.